digging for answers, reporting them first. This is News 10 NBC at 11.
We head into the week with damage to repair, cleanup to work on, and more weather problems to face. Ice Storm 2003 is still causing plenty of problems tonight. Good evening, I'm Wendy Wright. Many people are still feeling the effects of the ice storm. Thousands are without power tonight, and there are a number of school closings to report for the morning. Please check the bottom of your screen for up-to-the-minute closings. Right now, RG&E officials report 75,000 customers are without power. Niagara Mohawk says it has 400 customers in the dark, and Fairport Electric has 2,500 customers without power. Power companies and public safety officials have been working overtime as Monroe County remains under a state of emergency. Kristen Salome is live in the newsroom with the latest. Kristen, why is the state of emergency still in effect tonight?
Well, Wendy, with so many people still without power, there are still risks to the community, and staying under a state of emergency gives the county the legal authority to deal with some of those issues. The storm that caused all of these problems, of course, is long gone, but many people are clearly still seeing the effects of the storm. Road crews from around the country continue to roll into western New York. More than 600 teams are working to restore power lines down by ice and falling trees, but RG&E says it may take a while.
It is a substantial task just to replace each and every one of those poles, to restring the wires, get the transformers up, and all of the other things that go with it. So while it might be a few days here near the city, it's going to be a longer period as you move further to the east.
Sodus and Wolcott, Wayne County, are among the hardest hit areas. Damage occurred over a 48-hour period, and all totaled more than 200,000 homes, or 60% of RG&E customers, lost power in the storm and its aftermath, some of them more than once. For those still without, several Red Cross shelters remain open, a temporary home for dozens with no place warm to sleep.
It is still important for many homes that have gotten down to the point of 40 or 50 degrees and you can't feel like you can gut it out any longer.
At the Monroe County Emergency Operations Center, county officials warn of continuing danger from weakened tree limbs and downed power lines. And on the roadways, several traffic lights are still not functioning. Motorists should treat these intersections like a four-way stop sign.
We appreciate everyone's patience, and please allow the utility companies and the other workers to be able to get out and do their jobs.
No estimates yet on the cost of the storm, but safe to say that damages will be in the millions of dollars. County Executive Jack Doyle says that efforts are underway to secure low-cost loans for homeowners and businesses that need to make repairs, and he does expect federal aid to help cover some of the costs. By comparison, in 1991, for that ice storm, the federal government paid out $35 million to this area. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kristen Salome, News 10, NBC.
Another warning tonight about generators. Officials warn you should not run generators inside your home. A mother and her son, her 13-year-old son, died last night from carbon monoxide poisoning after running a generator inside the basement of their home in Cayuga County. Already more than a dozen people in Monroe County have been taken to area hospitals because of carbon monoxide poisoning related to generators. The colorless, odorless gas can make you feel dizzy, confused, and can cause stomach aches and nausea. Generators can be helpful when the power is out, but you need to follow a few simple rules to keep it safe. First, never run a generator indoors. Deadly carbon monoxide gas from the generator's exhaust can spread in enclosed spaces. Also, be sure to install a carbon monoxide detector and keep children away from the generator. Now, to the latest on the war in Iraq. The fiercest fighting may still lie ahead. All roads leading into and out of Baghdad are under control of coalition forces, while inside the capital city, Iraqi forces stand armed and ready for battle. Today, the 101st Airborne Division took control of the city of Karbala. News 10 NBC reporter Dean Staley is embedded with the 101st. We heard from him just a few minutes ago by phone. He was with troops as they went door to door looking for Iraqi soldiers.
Well, it's been a long couple of days of fighting in the city of Karbala. We've been traveling with the infantry soldiers of the 101st Airborne, the 502nd Brigade, and they've been working their way door by door, block by block through the city of Karbala, a sizable city to the south of Baghdad, in which Saddam Hussein's Fedayeen forces were dug in. It's been a tough time for the infantry, in part because this was an urban battle, and going door to door in the city, it's been hard for these guys because you never know where the Fedayeen forces are. If they're part of, if that person you're looking at across the street is a civilian, or if it's one of the Fedayeen fighters who have blended into the population and may be ready to attack you. We had that situation when we first came up on the city. We were taking fire from the west side of the city, and it wasn't clear looking at 400 meters if the people looking back at us were the people doing the shooting, or people who were doing the spotting for the shooters, or if they were just curious onlookers who had sort of gotten on the rooftops to see what was going on. So a very tough time for the soldiers in terms of going in and trying to take the city, but trying not to injure civilians.
Dean Staley reporting from Baghdad tonight. A major setback in the struggle to contain a potentially deadly virus that's spreading around the world. The disease, severe acute respiratory syndrome, claimed its 8th Canadian victim, and a 9th death is under investigation. SARS has killed at least 96 people and infected at least 2,300 in more than a dozen countries. No cure has been found. The World Health Organization says the disease is a, quote, epidemic. Just minutes after Syracuse University battled its way to the Final Two in the NCAA Championship, Syracuse police battled rowdy fans. Police tried to control more than 1,000 people who took to the streets last night to celebrate the Orangemen's win. 17 people were arrested for disorderly conduct. Police say they're prepared should Syracuse win the big game tomorrow night against Kansas.
Now, bringing you Western New York's most advanced forecasting technology. Here's meteorologist Rich Canelio in the 10 NBC Weather Lab.
And a very good Sunday night. 11:08 is the current time. It's another cold one out there, and for folks who still don't have power and heat, it's going to be another rough go of it tonight. 27 down to 26 degrees. That's live data outside of our studios on East Avenue, and it's going to stay chilly tomorrow with some snow in the forecast. Let's show you why. We're talking about more winter coming our way. Satellite and radar in motion. You can clearly see in the middle of the country a pretty good storm now taking shape. Look at this swath of moisture now stretching all the way from the Gulf of Mexico all the way towards Minnesota and portions of the Dakotas. And this northern part up here, that is in the form of snow. And you guessed it, it's headed towards the east, so it looks like we're going to have some more wintry stuff to get through tomorrow and tomorrow night. So here's how it's going to work out with some snow on the way. Looks like winter weather advisories are in effect for Steuben, Seneca, and Yates counties. That includes Hornell, Bath, up towards Auburn, Seneca Falls, Penn Yan, those communities under those advisories. Again, the heaviest of the snows right now are expected in the Finger Lakes and southern tier, but we are still going to see some snow up by the lake as well. So it could be some tough travel tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night. Here's how it should play out here for the snow on the way. A good solid 2 to 4 inches, locally 5 inches amounts from the thruway to the lakeshore, 3 to 7 down in the Finger Lakes, and close to 10 inches of snow by tomorrow night down near the Pennsylvania border. So certainly it's a bit of a snowstorm to contend with as we head in towards your Monday and Monday night. 26 now at the airport. We've got mainly clear skies, just a few clouds out there. Light winds out of the east-southeast at about 5 miles an hour. And you can see all along the thruway now, mid-20s are doing it, and weather watchers are coming in. 21 in Webster, Jack Allen, Williamson, 24 degrees. Dave Barron in Parrington says 22. He says take the Cuse and 3 for tomorrow. So he's rooting for Syracuse in the big game tomorrow night. Anyway, you can see the clouds still down to our south. They will be on the increase, though, tonight. And then by tomorrow morning, we will be watching the leading edge of some light snow now gathering in portions of Indiana and Ohio. Could see a flurry or two tomorrow morning. Going off to work and school, if you are going to work and school, should be okay. It's coming back that the snow will be in place. So tonight, again, clear and frosty. Clouds are increasing late, lows 15 to 20. Tomorrow starts cloudy and snowy, 27 to 32. Tomorrow afternoon, several inches on the ground. Monday night, overnight Monday into Tuesday morning, a little more snow. Temperatures near 34 Tuesday, 40 on Wednesday. Maybe we'll flirt with 50 by Thursday and Friday. Hopefully, and I mean, we really mean this from our weather lab here, this will be the end of the wintry weather. It just doesn't seem to ever want to quit.
That's for sure. Well, we'll hope for the best. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Okay.
Tonight, the NBC News family is mourning the loss of one of its finest reporters. David Bloom died in Iraq today. Up next, we'll have the details on this sad story.
Let's take a look at what Ford Focus gives you that the competition doesn't. Like a more spacious interior, including more front and rear legroom than Chevy Cavalier. Available all-speed traction control not available in Honda Civic. And neither Cavalier nor Civic can match the Focus 5-year, 100,000-mile no-charge powertrain warranty. Plus, right now, Focus comes with 0% 60-month financing. So shouldn't you take a closer look at Focus?
If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
The 1940s, families gathered around the Philco and listened for news, sports, and entertainment. 2003, welcome to the digital age. You've got access to the world 24 hours a day. The latest breaking news, the forecast, the movers and shakers, the score. In today's world, things can change from minute to minute. So stay connected with Time Warner Digital Cable. Call 1-800-756-7956 now. Get more than 200 channels of information and entertainment for 50% off for 2 months.
Metro Mattress is having its first ever buy one, get one free mattress sale. That's right. Buy a select premium queen or king set and you'll get a super plush twin set for free. Yes, buy your new mattress set now and you'll get a new twin set absolutely free. Use it for your child's or guest room. It's free. Choose from our huge selection of Sealy, Simmons, King Coil, and Natural Response. Plus, get free express delivery or a free heavy-duty bed frame. And sleep free for a year. Sale ends soon, so hurry in now to
Metro Mattress, the sleep superstore. Metro Mattress, the sleep super.
Introducing the most affordable line of John Deere lawn tractors ever. It's the new 100 series with the L100 starting at just $14.99. Bob James Equipment teams up with John Deere to offer durability, precision cut, and superb customer service that's far above the rest. At Bob James Equipment, we think outside the box by always offering free setup and delivery. Nothing runs like a Deere, and you can't afford not to run to Bob James Equipment today for a look at the new John Deere 100 series lawn tractors.
We are the first ever Honda dealership in Monroe County ever to win the Honda President's Award. You know, last year we were up 70% in sales. This isn't just about good prices. This is about a dealership built for busy lifestyles. From a real human being answering the phone to articulate sales help, a beautiful new facility, and a buying experience that won't waste your time, you get it all here. And you know what? If we didn't have the best price, I wouldn't expect your business anyway.
Tonight, NBC News employees say they are stunned and saddened by the sudden death of war correspondent David Bloom, who died this morning in Iraq.
Working on this Bradley engine.
Bloom was embedded with the Army's 3rd Infantry Division near Baghdad. He's been broadcasting reports from what's been dubbed the Bloommobile, something he helped to create so he could report live even while moving some 50 miles per hour, racing across the desert with the 3rd Infantry. He collapsed about 25 miles south of Baghdad. Military officials tried to revive him at the scene. He was airlifted to a field medical unit where he was pronounced dead. NBC says David Bloom's death was not combat related. He apparently died of a pulmonary embolism after complaining of leg pains and cramps for the past few days. A pulmonary embolism is a blockage in an artery in the lungs caused by a blood clot. The Journal of the American Medical Association says the clot travels to the lungs, usually from a vein in a leg or the pelvic area. The clot causes damage to the lungs and can cause death.
You can see in this overall.
David Bloom is survived by his wife and 3 daughters. He was just 39 years old.
You can hear News 10 NBC on the radio every day on WYSL News 1040. These broadcasts are made possible by Patrick Pontiac GMC Jeep.
Join Jiva Theater Center and celebrate 30 years of unforgettable moments.
Jiva Theater Center presents the world's premiere of Theophilus North, based on a novel by Thornton Wilder, on stage April 1st through May 4th. For ticket information, call the Jiva box office at 232-JIVA.
If it's patio, it's Pettis. Preseason savings on Rochester's largest selection of quality outdoor furniture in every price range on sale now. Choose from Nallen, Homecrest, Lloyd Flanders, Meadowcraft, and more. Prices from $3.99 for 4 aluminum deck chairs with 48-inch glass table. $4.99 for classic wrought iron styles. $5.99 and up for elegant bar sets, comfortable cushion groupings, and traditional teakwood. Drive over to Pettis Pools and Patio today and see why if it's patio, it's Pettis. 2 convenient locations, East Rochester and Greece.
Dunkin' Donuts fresh, delicious breakfast sandwiches. For a breakfast you've got to have, it's just the thing. Stop by Dunkin' Donuts today and get a free medium coffee with the purchase of a breakfast sandwich with ham, bacon, or sausage. Just the thing.
Governor Pataki's budget cuts more than $1.7 billion from education. It'll mean teacher layoffs and larger class sizes, and Pataki's drastic cuts in college-level science, engineering, and research programs will make it even harder to attract high-tech companies and jobs of the future. There's a better choice. Let's close corporate tax loopholes and ask the wealthiest to pay a little more. Our kids didn't get us into this mess. Why sacrifice their future to get us out?
Ready to remodel. Whether you change one window or a whole room, Marvin Windows and Doors capture every detail you want and nothing else.
Visit Morris Sash and Door in Rochester or Windowsmith in Fairport today.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by FrontierNet DSL Internet Access.
Digging for answers, reporting them first. This is News 10 NBC at 11 with Wendy Wright, Mark Ruba Sports, and meteorologist Josh Nichols in the News 10 NBC Weather Lab.
There is some good news tonight if the ice storm damaged trees in your yard. Experts at the Cornell Cooperative Extension of Monroe County say many of those trees can be saved. Brian Eschenauer says start pruning the broken branches from underneath, and that prevents the rest of the branches from splitting. He also says make your cut as close to another branch as possible.
So you'd cut back to where a branch comes off, make a clean pruning cut there, and then the tree will heal. And it heals best on its own. There's no need to apply wound dressing. Nature knows best, really.
The Cooperative Extension says it can be dangerous to work around large trees that are damaged. They suggest you leave that work to the pros. We'll have another check on tomorrow's forecast for you coming up, but first we'll have sports. The Amherst fight for their playoff lives, and the Orangemen get ready for the Jayhawks.
I'm Rich Funky at the Final Four in New Orleans, where 2 coaches will be trying to win their first national title tomorrow. And the Amherst, will there be a postseason or not? Mark Ruba has that story. It's all ahead in sports.
Introducing Arby's new Italian beef and provolone. Oven roasted beef marinated in Italian seasonings. Real Italian, real good.
What are you eating today?
Planning to sell your home or condo this year? You're probably wondering how much it's worth. You can find out free on the web at housevalues.com. So if you're planning to sell, visit housevalues.com today. That's housevalues.com.
G'day, mate. Furniture Hunter here. Checking out Raymore and Flanagan.
It's the Northeast's largest furniture preserve. I mean inventory.
We're literally surrounded by savings store-wide in every department. Here's a beauty.
And everything's delivered in 3 days or less, guaranteed.
Plus financing that's sure to get you hopping. Don't pay anything for 1 whole year.
If anyone claims better furniture values than Raymore and Flanagan,
it's a crock. Store-wide savings now through 9 p.m. Monday.
At Floors, we have the look you want at a price you can afford. Now get famous Mohawk flooring with 0 payments and 0 interest for 1 full year. Step into hundreds of styles of Mohawk carpeting at Floors' guaranteed lowest price. Don't miss out on Mohawk laminate flooring from $159, Red Oak hardwood flooring from $389, and Mohawk ceramic tile from $139. For over 120 years, Mohawk makes the room. No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it at Floors. Serving Rochester with 2 locations, West Henrietta Road and Route 96 in Victor. Floors. For 50 years, WHEC has brought you the events that have shaped our community. These are the stories of Rochester. These are the faces of home, the images that have shown our pride. We've made you witnesses to history. We've been the window to your world. Today, we continue that tradition, covering local news like no one else. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. WHEC-TV, 10 NBC.
Hey everyone, it's Bailey again. I'm back to tell you about Roadrunner, and this time I brought my friend Mary.
Hey.
Sign up for Roadrunner this month and they'll give you a free digital camera.
No way. What's the catch?
There is no catch. You get Roadrunner, fast connection, and a free digital camera.
And this digital camera comes with amazing
software. I love it. You can sign up today, get great internet service from Roadrunner, and this unbelievable camera.
Call today.
Beep.
Rochester Colonial, your window and door experts.
Value City Furniture, Ridge Road in Greece, and near Marketplace Mall in Henrietta. You just can't do any better.
Now, here's Mark Gruba with sports on News 10 NBC.
Talk about season-ending drama. The Amerks and Philly Phantoms began the night tied for the final playoff spot in the AHL's Western Conference. 79 points each. Both teams played their final game of the year tonight at the very same time. The Amerks hosted first-place Hamilton on awards night. Chris Taylor was named the team MVP. Both Taylor and Milan Bardovic played for the Sabres this afternoon, then returned to Rochester for the big game tonight. First period, Denny Hamel to Norm Milley. 1-0 Amerks. Bulldogs would answer, though. On the two-man advantage, no chance for the Amerks Rookie of the Year, Ryan Miller. 1-1 in the second, off the draw. Watch Frankie Mathot to Jason Pominville. That gave the Amerks the lead. Then just 30 seconds later, Bardovic behind the net, around, he shoots. Riley Nelson with the rebound. 3-1 Amerks after two. Good news from Philly. Scranton beat the Phantoms 4-3 in overtime. If the Amerks could hold the lead, they would make the playoffs. But Hamilton made it 3-2 on a goal by Rafi Torres. Still 15 minutes to play. The D tightened up and Ryan Miller sparkled down the stretch. And the Bulldogs, forced to pull the goalie, gave up an empty netter to Denny Hamel. That clinched the playoff berth. 4-2 the final.
I feel great. I think we battled the last 2-3 weeks to make the playoff. And if you look, we got lucky tonight. Philly lost, and we'll make sure we win the game, and that's why we make the playoff.
I mean, you play an 80-game schedule all year, and it's funny how it comes down to the last game of the season, whether or not you don't have a berth into the playoffs. And that just goes to show you how many teams out there. It's so competitive, and I'm just so happy to be a part of a team that came out and showed true character like we did tonight.
Win tonight was big, no matter what. No matter how the outcome played out, I thought it was important to win tonight, and either end the season on a good note or just go flying into the playoffs. And hopefully that's what we can do.
How about the Amerks? Came down to the last period of the very last game. Miller did have 26 saves, and 7,500 fans saw it tonight. The Amerks will now face Milwaukee in a best-of-3 series, all on the road, Thursday and Saturday, Sunday if necessary. The Amerks, by the way, split 2 games against the Admirals this past season. In the NHL, the Sabres broke out their original jerseys for their final game against the Devils. 1-1 in the second. Alexei Zhitnik made it 2-1 Sabres. The Devils would tie it. Patrick Elias, his 28th. And that's how it ended. 2-2 the final. The Sabres finish a turbulent year. 27-45-10. Better times ahead. Tomorrow, of course, Syracuse will face Kansas for the national championship. It is a battle of top programs and top coaches. Rich Funky has more on that from the Big Easy tonight.
Mark, the media center here at the Superdome was a busy place today with news conferences for the Orangemen and the Jayhawks before tomorrow's championship game. But we're going to talk about the coaches tonight because it's a game that matches 2 of the country's best. Roy Williams of Kansas and Lions' own Jim Boeheim. They are the nation's leading active coaches. Jim Boeheim, 652 career victories and 2 trips to the finals without a championship. Roy Williams has the top winning percentage among active coaches and hasn't won a title. One of them will claim the trophy tomorrow night.
The fact that we can have a good program and have a good team is the only
thing I've ever thought about, and it's the only thing that really matters to me. And although I would like to win this thing, I won't feel any better Tuesday morning if we don't.
You know, I've got a good education. You know, I got a master's degree, but it'd be damn hard for me to explain how happy I would feel.
They are friends off the court, golfing buddies in the off-season, coaches with tremendous respect for each other's programs.
I think he had never gotten the recognition that he richly deserves.
They do everything as well as it can be done on both ends of the court, year in, year out.
Boeheim came within 4 seconds and Keith Smart's jump shot of winning his first title in the Superdome 16 years ago. His players would like nothing more than to win it for him tomorrow.
There's 4 seconds that he has to clean up, and that's the 4 seconds that we're trying to get for him.
For Boeheim, however, it's not about him. It's about his kids.
It's not going to be the end of the world for me. If it doesn't happen, I'll feel bad, but I'll feel worse for the players because it's 15 different people that you feel that are your children. And when something happens to your children, you will feel a lot worse than if the same thing happens to you.
It's been 27 years at Syracuse for Jim Boeheim now, 15 seasons at Kansas for Roy Williams. But tomorrow night could be his final game with the Jayhawks. His dream job at North Carolina is open again. Rich Funky, News 10 NBC Sports at the Final Four in New Orleans. Mark?
All right, thanks very much, Rich. At the women's Final Four tonight, Pat Summitt's Tennessee Volunteers went shot for shot with number 1 Duke. Isis Tillis gave the Blue Devils a 1-point lead, then tied at 49. Gwen Jackson for 3. She had 25. Then Brittany Jackson put the Vols up 5, and they pull away 66-56, Tennessee a winner. In the second semifinal tonight, Texas took on the defending national champs, UConn, and All-American Diana Taurasi for 3. Huskies by 6 early, but Texas took the lead. Heather Schreiber for 3, 33-31. Then Nina Norman at the first half buzzer, but UConn leads 69-66 late in the second half. The winner gets Tennessee Tuesday in the national championship game. The Red Wings are scheduled to start a 7-game road trip tomorrow in Scranton, but probably won't. The forecast is for snow in Pennsylvania, and that would be 4 straight postponed games. The Yanks have already called off their home opener tomorrow due to the expected snow. Today, it was Roger Clemens getting career win number 295. He struck out 6 in a 10-5 win over Tampa. Bernie Williams had one of 3 home runs for the Bronx Bombers today at Shea Stadium. The Mets and Expos were tied at 5 in the 9th. Jeff Leefer at the plate. Armando Benitez on the mound. A 3-run home run for Leefer. 8-5, the Expos win it. Cincinnati's Ken Griffey Jr. is out 6 to 8 weeks after dislocating his right shoulder yesterday. Jr. landed awkwardly while diving for a fly ball in a loss to the Chicago Cubs. On the eve of the Masters, relative unknown Ben Crane turned in a masterful performance to win the PGA Bell South this weekend. Crane shot 64 yesterday, then closed with a 63 today. That tied the course record. He shot 29 on the back 9, including this approach on 15, absolutely dialed in. Then ahead on 18, Crane for eagle and his first PGA title. That's the way to do it. Meanwhile, at the LPGA Office Depot, business as usual. Annika Sorenstam won her 43rd career title by 2 strokes over Sayuri Kotch today. And NASCAR, the big wreck came early this afternoon at Talladega. Ryan Newman cut a tire on lap 3, and the chain reaction collected 27 cars. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt in the end. It was Dale Earnhardt Jr. who would not be denied. Down low on the apron below the yellow line, NASCAR ruled it a clean pass on Matt Kenseth, and Jr. won for the 4th straight time at Talladega, a record. The top 5 went this way: Jr., Harvick, Sadler, Craven, Terry Labonte, Mike Skinner, 31st in the Kodak car today. And that is sports.
Well, we know who we want to win when it comes to the big game on Monday night. Who do you think will win?
Well, you're right about one thing. We want Syracuse to win. At least we do. We've been covering them all season. And I think they've got a really good chance. I think they've got the best player on the court, Carmelo Anthony. Rich talked about it at 6. Keith Langford will try to guard Anthony. He'll be the latest to try to do it. No one's been able to stop him in the tournament. I think he'll be the difference, and I think Syracuse will get Boeheim that elusive national championship tomorrow night.
Well, Syracuse isn't favored, from what I understand.
Well, I mean, it's a neutral court, two evenly seeded teams in the tournament, but you know, I think in the end it's going to come down to who has the superstar at the end, and I think Syracuse has that player in Anthony.
All right, it'll be an exciting night tomorrow night.
It's been fun.
All right, the lottery numbers are next.
The new C-Class Sports Coupe. Sports luxury driving for your world. Sale price starting from $25,900. See yours today at John Holtz Mercedes-Benz.
The 1940s, families gathered around the Philco and listened for news, sports, and entertainment. 2003, welcome to the digital age. You've got access to the world 24 hours a day. The latest breaking news, the forecast, the movers and shakers, the score. In today's world, things can change from minute to minute. So stay connected with Time Warner Digital Cable. Call 1-800-756-7956 now. Get more than 200 channels of information and entertainment for 50% off for 2 months.
For 50 years, WHEC has brought you the events that have shaped our community. These are the stories of Rochester. These are the faces of home, the images that have shown our pride. We've made you witnesses to history. We've been the window to your world. Today, we continue that tradition, covering local news like no one else. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. WHEC-TV, 10 NBC.
I'm out of here, Mom. Don't forget some breakfast.
There is another way to get nutrition at breakfast.
Whoa, nice arm. Gotta run.
The nutrition you get from cereal and real milk.
All right, Grandma.
We'll just get something on the way, hon.
Excellent.
Milk and cereal bars. Milk and cereal nutrition now in a great tasting bar.
Mom, you are good.
Milk and cereal bars. Everything but the bowl.
It's a feast at Applebee's on me on my own. Add a little spice and it sure is nice. I love them combos. Cajun combos can't say no to twice the meal. Well, I'm gonna get my fill with one great deal. Cajun combos make my mouth go ooh-wee. Slicing it up, can't get enough of Applebee's. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Word of mouth sells McLeod, and the word is pristine in programmed vehicles at McLeod Chevrolet. We scour the country to bring these prior rentals home. All low mileage, rust-free, pristine inside and out, like these, the pick of the crop. Noticeably close to new in every way but price. New convoys arrive weekly. Word of mouth sells McLeod. Ask anyone who's been here. McLeod Chevrolet, Route 31, just a hop, skip, and a jump past Lollipop Farm.
If you see news happen, let us know about it. Call the News 10 NBC hotline at 232-1010.
Here are the winning lottery numbers for the midday drawing. The daily number is 501. For the win for 2756. And for the evening drawing, the daily number is 819. And the win for 7784. And the take 5, 17, 1, 26, 14, and 5. And Rich is back with another check on our weather. Not so good for tomorrow.
No, actually, we're going to have our own numbers tomorrow, but those are going to be snowfall tallies for you folks. Anyway, tomorrow we're actually going off to work and school in the morning. If you do have school, it's going to be okay. Just a few flurries in the air, about 19 degrees. But by the afternoon and evening, everybody will be in on a steady snow, several inches, 4 to 6 inches possible before it's all over.
Okay, a lot of schools will be closed, including Newark Central. That was not on our list tomorrow. Tune in at 5:30 in the morning on News 10 Today for a complete list. Have a good night.
Good night.